Hello, everyone, and welcome to the IAM Love Builders Show. We are your hosts, Casper and Cheryl Stockham. We like to welcome all of you to the show, and we'd like to give a great big shout out to all of our broadcast partners.
Yes.
IAM Love Builders is a show that's dedicated to all things dealing with relationships and communication. Regardless of you being married or single, we have something to share with you so that your relationship, your marriage can be strong and healthy
Yes.
and thriving by you becoming an MVP. That's the most valuable partner in your marriage or relationship. Because here at I Am Love Builders, we believe that if you are not having fun, you are not doing it right.
There's no doubt about that. Hey, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors. And we are launching into season 2 of Winning with Love.
Yay!
We're doing a casting call for season 2. So we're looking for dynamic and energetic couples. Most of the time, these couples would have a business of some type, or
a business, a ministry, a book, a product, or service, so that they can get some exposure while being on the TV show.
Yes. Now, this season, though, season 2, we have a little bit of an addition to it because we're also looking for singles.
Yes. So this time we're going to be sharing with married couples as well as singles.
Yes, we're looking for a handful of couples and singles. And again, these would be business people. More than likely, they'd have a book or a service. Or something that they wanted to promote on TV and get exposure on TV.
Yes.
So we are actively doing a casting call for those folks. We've been marketing on social media and on our website. So you can go to our website, iamlovebuilders.com, and click on TV to get access to that information.
Very good.
All right. Next thing is through our TV services, through Zandra TV, we have access to all kinds of media promotional stuff. We have TV advertising they can do, a video business directory, pay-per-view platform, micro networks, podcast platforms, you name it. So if they are interested in getting more exposure for their business, we can help them out with all those different types of platforms and pricing ranges from, $99 up to several $1,000, depending on what they want to do. And then we're really excited about our first couples retreat.
Yay.
Yes, we are doing a couples retreat in Mexico.
Hallelujah.
Yes. So we are looking for 10 couples to join us in Mexico in September. It's going to be September 23rd through the 27th. It's going to be a 5-day, all-inclusive couples, adult-only Mexican retreat. Getaway. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So
we love getaway.
There'll be like 2 days of training. Because we want to give you something that you can take home to practice, to strengthen, to thrive and flourish in your marriage.
Right.
So we'll have 2 days of training, and then we're going to have fun.
Yeah. 3 days of fun. 2 days of training and 3 days of fun in Mexico at a very high-end resort. I believe the 5-day per couple cost is I think it says $3,400 for the couple. That does not include travel, but all the other expenses are covered underneath that. We're going to have a banquet dinner one of the nights.
Yeah, so we'll have a meet and greet on the first night where everybody get to meet everyone and talk with everyone, find out where everybody's from.
Right. And then, it's just going to be a fun time. It's going to be a really fun time, but it's going to be a lot of great training involved with that as well.
Yes, and we're excited. Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Super excited about that. Yay. And then we also launched a Facebook group, Most Valuable Partner Network Facebook group. This is a free group that anyone can join. And it's not just for married couples, because we have a lot of information for singles as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's for, tell your friends, tell your family, anyone can sign up and become a part of the group.
Yeah. So we launched this group about a week and a half ago. We've already have over 107 members have joined the group. So it's growing fast. And this is going to be a great place to start with our programs because, again, it's free. It's easy to access through Facebook. And we really want to promote our app, which we're going to be talking about here in a second. But this Facebook group is a great place to start because there's going to be free tools there. There's going to be videos there. There's going to be a lot of information and specials. Anytime we have a special offer, we'll put it there first,
Right.
so people can see it. But the goal is to get them to the app, because the app is going to be literally all the videos.
That's where all the treasure is.
Yes, yeah, in the app.
Yes.
Because they can get to our TV show through the app. They can get to all of our trainings that we've already done, and we'll continue to do some live trainings. Those will all be in the app.
Yes.
Some of those snippets of those for sure we'll be putting in the Facebook group. But this is just a really great group to promote for folks who want to get more information about what we do.
Yay.
Yay. They can scan that QR code, or they can just go to Facebook and search for Most Valuable Partner Network. And there is a handsome hand right there.
That's a good looking hand, man.
So that's our free app. You can. It's going to be in the App Store soon. We're still trying to get all that certification done. It's a process. It is a huge process.
Not as easy as you think. Huh?
No. But you can still get to the app by going to our website or scanning that QR code, and that'll take you to the login page for the app. Now, if you've never signed in, you have to create an account, but it's free.
Yes.
And then once you do that, you'll be in the app, and you'll have access to the free stuff that's in the app. We also have a special that we're doing. Valentine's Day special. It ends on the 14th. We're giving away a love pack.
Yay.
This love pack is a $399 value that we're giving away. Someone's going to win that. And all you have to do is get the app. You get the app, you're automatically entered into that drawing. And in the love pack are copies of our book, Divorce Proving Your Marriage, Mastering Adam, the book that I wrote a couple weeks ago, 2 t-shirts, the card game, Winning with Love, card game is there, and the MVP Bronze membership. That's $297 by itself.
Wow.
So all that is in the love pack. And you can potentially win it by entering in the drawing just by getting the app. Pretty cool.
That's a good deal.
That's a good deal right there. All right. So we're excited to bring on our guests. We're not going to bring them on until the break. But, man, that's a lot of stuff we got going on.
Yeah, you're out of breath now.
I'm out of breath. I didn't think it was that much until I started thinking about it. It's like, oh, my God. And we've got some more workshops where we're kind of planning, and a book we're planning. We need to stop.
There's a lot
There's
going
a lot
on.
of stuff going on, right?
But we enjoy it.
Yeah,
I mean, we
it's
love
fun.
it, and
It's fun for us,
we're just pouring out our heart because
Yeah.
we want your marriages to be strong. We want your marriage to thrive, to prosper, to flourish.
Yeah.
We want you to enjoy the best of what God has for you.
Yep. So we're going to take a quick break. You are watching I Am Love Builders with Casper and Cheryl. We're going to bring on our special MVP guests all the way from our church. We're going to bring these guys on. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Your love deserves the best. You deserve MVP Premier. Transform your relationship with our exclusive 5-day immersive experience for only 8 couples a year. Luxury travel, stunning resorts, gourmet dining, and a lifetime of support await you. Reimagine your relationship. Apply now at mvppremier.com.
All right, folks, we are back at I Am Love Builder Show, Casper and Cheryl, and we are so excited to bring on our special guests. They are fellow deacons with us at our church, Dean and Karla Drury. Did I pronounce that right?
Right.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So these guys are fellow deacons, and they are over
One of the ministries
Strong
of
Family
church.
Ministries at our church. We're going to get into that, but we want to really just introduce you guys to our audience. And we want to find out all the cool stuff about how you guys met and the dating process. And you guys have a blended family too, right? I believe.
Yes, we do.
So we want to get into all of that. So welcome to the show.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Fun
Yes,
to be here.
absolutely. So I don't know who wants to start first and who wants to clean up, but tell us, how did you guys meet? How did that even happen?
You want to start?
Go ahead.
We lived in the same neighborhood. I lived
Really?
there for a couple of years before Dean, and there was a pool.
Mhm.
And so when he moved in and came to the pool, I spotted him right away. It was love at first sight
For you, right?
for both of us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good.
But I was the veteran of the pool, of the neighborhood. So and I recognized that he was new right away.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And yeah, it was just, in our first introduction, we had probably at least a 30-minute conversation, and it was off to the races after that.
Now, how old roughly were you guys when all that took place?
35.
35. Okay.
And
Yeah.
how long have you been married now?
We're going on our 20th year. So everything that we do now is our 20th time. Christmas, our 20th Valentine's Day.
Yep.
Yeah. I love it.
Awesome.
Okay, so you meet at the pool and you say, okay, this could work. I like this. All right. So what was the dating process like?
Did he ask you out, Karla, or did you have to ask him out?
No, it was so, God was all over it because we both had failed in marriage. We both were single parents, and I was very untrustworthy. And so I just felt like God was highlighting Dean to me, and I felt relaxed and comfortable.
Mhm.
And I was kind of doing some self-talk during that first conversation, like don't get scared. It's okay to give him your phone number. And he called the very next day and probably every day since then.
Yeah, every day. Yeah. And me personally, so my wife had
Your former wife.
had an extramarital affair.
Mhm.
I had kind of been waiting around for about 4 years, and then I just realized she's not coming back.
Wow.
And so I had just kind of told God, I said, God, if you want me to be single, I will be single, but my heart is to be married.
Right.
Okay.
So I moved to, we lived in Greeley, or I had moved to Greeley when Karla said I was the new guy in the neighborhood.
Mhm.
I moved there to be closer to my kids because I
Right.
was pretty much a see on the weekend dad. And so, yeah, within a couple of weeks or within a month for sure, after I had told God, I'll do whatever you want, as far as being single, being married, then I met Karla. Yeah.
That's very similar to my cry out to God as well. I had several failed marriages and relationships, and just ended a failed relationship. And I'm crying out to God. I'm like, God, I want to be married, but obviously my picker is broken. I have no idea how to pick a good one. And I said, if she's out there, I need for you to kind of, flash her in my mind or eye or something. Right. And yeah, that's when, Cheryl came to mind. And now I knew Cheryl and she knew me, but it wasn't there was nothing.
There was definitely nothing.
There was no love at first sight.
No.
No. There was hate at first sight.
I did not like him.
Yeah.
God works in mysterious ways.
Yes,
Yeah,
he does.
It was pretty bad, but we quickly righted that ship and started dating, and then 45 days later we were married.
Hey,
Wow.
you beat us. I think we were about 90 days.
90 days.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Very good.
Yes.
All right. So you met at the pool. You started thinking this is going to be a really good situation. You started dating. Were there any challenges in that? I mean, what?
I would say my work schedule. So we actually lived really close to each other. So I've been a truck driver for 29 years.
Mhm.
Not really an over the road, but I'm gone away from home probably 100 hours a week.
Okay.
And sometimes even more than that now, but I am home every week. So I would say that was definitely a challenge. And of course, the blended family. I had 4 kids, and
Okay.
Karla had 1.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I had a busy, demanding career too. And so we had to fit getting to know each other, church, our children, all into like 48 hours.
Yeah. We had 2 houses at that time because she owned a house and I owned a house. And so we're
Mhm.
kind of, Karla was getting her master's degree. Yeah.
Wow.
It was
It
very
was
busy.
a busy time.
Wow. And 90 days later?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we met in July, and in October we were married.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. What did you do, Dean?
What's that? What did I do?
Yeah, what did you do? How
Pressure
did you?
on to marry me because she wanted to wait.
I wanted to wait. Well, we were so busy, but we did have a lot of children, and they were ages 7 to 12. We also wanted to do it right. We had a lot of eyeballs on us, and you know, we wanted to show them the biblical way. You know, we felt like it was an opportunity because of our failed marriages to show the children what God's idea is.
Yeah.
Right.
Those are the eyeballs that she means as the kids,
Yeah.
you know.
The kids, yeah.
And from my first marriage, they had seen things.
Adultery.
Yes. And I think that was pretty hard on them.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So when you guys got married, did you have a typical wedding and stuff? Was there any?
We did.
Yeah, it was a very nice ceremony. You know, we didn't spend a lot of money. It was at a church. We had a reception like at the church afterwards. And a lot of friends pitched in. Like a friend of mine made the cake, and
Oh wow.
I was at a small church, and that pastor married us, but they didn't have a church, so we used another actual church of our neighbor.
Right.
Mhm.
So it came together really nice. It was beautiful. We have pictures, and
Yeah, the thing that I would say about that church, which was, I mean, I wasn't expecting, it's a beautiful building from
Yeah,
Old Town
it's really
Greeley
old.
that was all old stone and stuff.
Mhm.
And they didn't usually let people that weren't members of their church get married there. And we had found favor, and they said, you can be married here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and you're watching that. They're watching I Am Love Builder show with Casper and Cheryl. We have our special MVP guests in studio, Dean and Karla, and they are deacons with us at Gateway on Mount Zion, and we're excited to have them on our show. Take a quick break. We'll be right back in just a moment.
like, how do you have a successful?
All right, we are back with I Am Love Builder show. Casper and Cheryl. We have our special MVP guests in studio with us, Dean and Karla. And so after you guys got married, now this is a blended, potentially blended family. So kind of walk us through that, because a lot of folks today are in these blended families. You know, Cheryl and I had a blended situation as well. We had to deal with.
And a lot of people are struggling just with a naturally unblended family. So when you have blended families, it is really a challenge. So share with us. I want to know, how did you, because your engagement was short, 90 days. So how did you introduce the children to this idea of a new man in their lives, a new woman in their lives, and the potential of them becoming one big happy family?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, all the kids were there when we met.
Right.
We were at the
Oh,
pool.
that's right, at the pool,
Children.
right?
And so, unlike any other dating situation, I'd been single for 7 years.
Okay.
Unlike any other dating situation, they were exposed from the first moment. And we
Okay.
actually didn't date very much in the typical sense because, like I said, we had about 48 hours for everything.
Yeah.
And so we hung out as a family.
Okay.
We actually had to get a new car because we couldn't go anywhere together in the same car. But, you know, it was exciting. Dean had a boat. And so we just did a lot of fun things, even just hanging out in the yard, in the trampoline. We'd go to church. We'd go to the lake. We went camping. It was summertime.
The pool, that's where we met. And I mean, that was number one on my checklist for that neighborhood is the pool. Because I had 4 kids and we all loved to swim. So that was something that we definitely had in common there too.
Yeah. And we just played together, I think. And the kids were young. And so, I mean, they loved to play. And so I think they were having fun alongside us. It was definitely exciting. And, you know, they were 7 to 12 years old. And they, you know, when we told them we were getting married, they seemed happy and like fun. And we just didn't leave them out.
Yeah.
So, Dean, what did your 4 children have to say? I mean, in private, did say, "Dad, you like that lady?"
You know, I don't really remember, you know, them exactly what they were saying about the relationship. I think they liked Karla. Karla was a PE teacher. She was a PE teacher for 15 years. So she was naturally like good with kids, you know.
Yeah.
Everything just seemed to flow really well. I guess one thing that I would say for the difficult thing, so I had 4 kids, and so, you know, there's that dynamic, I guess, and with siblings. And then Karla had 1 daughter that was her only child. So and her name is Julia. And so for Julia, I think it was a little bit difficult when all of a sudden you're kind of put in with all these other siblings and they have like pecking order going on.
They're very strong. Yes.
Yes.
You're part of a bunch now instead of it being just you know. Now you're part of a crew.
Yeah. And Julie is more of an artistic. She's a very much, I think, would you say like a feeler?
Yeah.
And so sometimes that was very difficult for her.
Okay.
Yeah. And I would say the challenges came later, Cheryl.
Okay.
You know, there was, you know, this honeymoon period. And I know that God did that on purpose.
Okay.
Just because of my history, I was, you know, the type to run away from challenges. And I did notice early on that if it would have been any other way, like if we would have waited 6 months or a year, I probably would have found a reason to not do it.
Okay.
Because it was very challenging. And, you know, the kids later did, you know, have objections. And it was, you know, both of our previous marriages were kind of high conflict. And so the exes did not help us at all. They actually countered it. And so we were just all of a sudden all in. And I think that in the end was a blessing.
Man, those exes. I tell you what, those exes.
One thing that I would say about Karla, you know, once we were married, she was fully committed, you know. She definitely was very much a glue that kept us together through some difficult times. Obviously, there was difficult times, and she was very committed to making the marriage work. Yes.
So I would guess that by what you're saying, those challenges came when puberty hit, when we got into those teenage years.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Yeah. Well, the first 5 years we were married, you know, they were 7 to 12, but the second 5 years we were married, they were all teenagers.
Yeah. And that was a fun ride, huh?
Yeah.
No.
No, not at all.
No, no.
Uh,
But God showed us very early on that it was about kids. And now we even have another child, which, that definition of it's about the children has evolved, but it's definitely about those kids, and that strong relationship from the beginning, that, knowing that God put you together
mhm.
is what I kept going back to during the difficult times. This is what God wants, and he knows the future. And so it is worth fighting for. It is worth, whatever it takes, which, you don't know that when you're going into it.
Yeah.
But
So those kids now are all grown, right? Are they still in the
20,
home?
26 to 32, no.
Okay.
And there's 3 grandkids.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
wow.
Now, the girl that comes to church with you guys sometimes, is that one of the grandkids, or was your daughter? Or?
That's our daughter, and she came 10 years later. When my daughter was 17, when both of our daughters were going into their senior year of high school, we had another daughter.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
And
And how
she's
was that
the-
dynamic?
It's great. Oh my goodness. We're, God is blessing us with what we both wanted from the beginning, because
Mhm.
we're not having to share the child. We don't have to deal with any exes.
Right.
She landed in a strong foundation,
Yeah.
and it's been wonderful. It's
All right.
healing.
All right. Well, we're going to pick it up there. We're going to take another quick break. You're watching the I Am Love Builder show with Casper and Cheryl and our special MVP guest in studio. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back in just a moment. Welcome to I Am Love Builder's MVP premiere. Your marriage or relationship deserves the best. You deserve MVP premiere. Introducing our exclusive 5-day one-on-one intensive immersion training. A life-changing experience for only 8 couples per year. From door-to-door charter travel to your choice of 4 exclusive locations. Gourmet dining, romantic outings, and VIP local transportation. We thought of everything. And the best part is, you gain lifetime access support via phone, text, or video chat. Your relationship reimagined. Reinvented, renewed, MVP premiere, because you both deserve nothing less. Apply today. Spots are filling fast. All right, we are back with I Am Love Builder show. Casper and Cheryl. We have our special MVP guests in studio with us. They are deacons at our church at Gateway of Mount Zion. And we're going to get into the ministry that they have there at the church, but we want to kind of wrap up with your family history and dynamic. And you had a daughter. How old is she now?
Almost 10.
Almost 10. Okay, what's her first name?
Jesse.
Jesse, yes. Yeah, so it was a lot easier because Jesse was a part of both of you, right? So it was, as opposed to being blended, it was all together.
Yeah.
And pretty much she's by herself. So
Yeah. Well, in the we had already been married 10 years, and you guys know what that adds, that foundation.
Yeah.
So I have a question, Dean and Karla. So tell our audience something with regards to your blended family. Think of something communication-wise that you did with those 5 children in those challenging times that worked, and something you learned that didn't work. Because we have other people out there who are listening,
yes.
And they have a blended family, and they're probably just totally stressed out and ready to pull their hair out because they don't know what to do, especially when they hit those teenage years.
Yeah.
Well, I think that having fun together as a family and getting out and doing things, something that everybody enjoys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not everybody can afford a boat, but boating was really fun for us because it didn't matter about your ability level and everybody could get a turn. You know, we
Right.
also did like skiing and stuff, but somebody is, you know, left behind or, you know, on the tail end of things, you know. But I just think when you can get together and have fun, I
Okay.
think that really is helpful and brings good childhood memories.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
I
good.
also liked the family meetings that we had. And it was awkward at first and difficult, but it gave everybody a voice. And it just helps people to know what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
you know, because we were so busy and, you know, there's all these different ages and situations represented. And one thing I think that I would let go of sooner, I did eventually let go of it, but was expectations. You know, it's really an individual, you know, for each person, each member, each family is different. And so you really have to just get to know the people that you're dealing with and what's important to them,
Mm-hmm.
versus saying this is how it's going to be. You know, that doesn't seem to be very effective.
I have another question. One of my questions is, you talked about the family meeting. Now, I, as a kid, my father would call family meetings too. So we had family meetings, but that could be a new concept to someone. So
Mm-hmm.
what was the format for your family meetings? How did that work and how did it evolve?
Yeah.
Well, I think sitting down and even reading a scripture or praying together, give everybody a chance to pray, you know, where you're just, as a child growing up, we sat in a circle, you know, and we would talk about maybe events that were coming up or what our family plans were, but we also incorporated that with prayer and reading the Bible together.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more of a family gathering than a meeting because when I was thinking about when you said meeting, I was thinking about, okay, let's get together. Okay, Joey, what's your problem this week? Or what are you going through? You know, kind of working through.
I think it was more about communication, but obviously, you know, prayer and, you know, inviting God into the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
And it opened up that platform, maybe like
Yeah.
what Karla was talking about, for each kid to express their feelings, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was going to say also, if you can do whatever you can to put a lid on any kind of fighting or, you know, I think that, or sometimes
Peace.
a
Keep the
competitive
peace.
level for some kids. I mean,
Yeah.
it definitely depends on the kids, but that can kind of be hurtful for some kids. And so people know their kids. So if they're sensitive in those areas, I would definitely try and put a lid on those kinds of things and bring love into the home and make that the highlight.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Karla, I have another question. So, for each of you, actually. So, Karla, Dean had 4 children. What did you do to try to establish a bond with each one of those children? I know I have some friends, and what they do is they'll schedule one day with one child, and that child gets them for the whole day, and to help them establish some type of relationship so they, the children can feel comfortable around you. Did you do anything like that?
I don't think we had that much time. Like, we couldn't do a day, but I definitely, the 2 younger ones were close to my own daughter's age. So I kind of tried to tried to do the same things that I was doing for my daughter for them.
Okay.
Whether it was, a special outing or
Vacation to Florida.
Yeah. I mean, just, yeah.
Boys and girls, was it a mix or
One was a boy and one was a girl, and those were the younger 2. The older 2, they were like 12 and 13, and so I don't think we did a lot of one-on-one because they were very, whatever time they had, they wanted to be with their dad.
And were they boys or?
Those were boys. Yeah, he had 3 boys, and then the youngest was a girl. And mine was the same age as his youngest, and she was also a girl. So
Okay.
I was more bonded probably to the younger 2.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Dean, what did you do to have that father-daughter relationship?
Yeah, I would say that was difficult for me. I was gone a lot, and so a lot of times it was the weekend is when I was home. But
Mhm.
then she would see her dad on the weekends.
Ah.
I think I definitely could have done a better job there. I absolutely could have, to try and be there more for her and spend more time and create a better bond. If there was something that I look back with regret, it would be that.
Okay. All right. We're going to take another quick break. When we come back, we're going to dive into strong families, because you guys were launched that ministry the same time as we launched the ministry for the church as well, the marriage ministry. So we're going to get into that after a really quick break. We'll be right back in just a moment. All right, we are back with I'm Love of the Show, Casper and Cheryl. We have our special guests in studio with us, Dean and Karla. And we are, all 4 of us are deacons at Gateway Church. And at the same time, I think, same time, really.
The same time.
Yeah, we launched the marriage ministry, and then you guys launched Strong Families. So tell us about the thought behind that. And then, because obviously with all the stuff you guys are talking about, you really liked activities, swimming and boating and all those things. So, I mean, it seems like a natural fit. And there's a lot of families that need to have those kind of times with their children as well. So it seemed like it just made a lot of sense. But tell us about how that all kind of came about.
I think the pastors had been kind of seeing us, like we both serve in the kids camp.
Mm-hmm.
And we already kind of had that heart. And I think one of the things that just happened was we were in a tent because the church had a fire, and so
Right.
we were out in a tent.
Right.
Well, we had a heavy snowstorm, and the part of the tent had collapsed. So we used to live in Loveland, Colorado. It's like a 65-mile drive to church.
Right.
We brought up the motorhome, and we brought like hot chocolate and a bunch of sleds, and we brought the dogs, and we kind of just made like we're just trying to make it fun because we were thinking other kids were going to be up there, and we just wanted to have some enjoyment. And I think that was at that point, like Pastor Brooke was like, okay, these people really enjoy kids and like to have fun.
Yeah.
We just see that in them. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's meant to just be a place for families to feel like they're around, people that are in the same phase or the same stage. And so, just those conversations or those, making memories, like, I don't know, May through September is really easy to be outside. And so we just set up opportunities for people to play together and make memories. I think that's what the phrase that Dean says all the time has really come out in the Strong Family Ministry is let's make a memory, let's do something together that, we will remember. And that's, families are busy and families are, pulled in many different directions. And a lot of time too, people are working. And so we're just trying to make a safe place for those memories and fun to happen.
Yeah.
I like that because I have a friend of mine years ago when her children were little. She has like 7 or 8 children. And she and I were having a conversation one day. This was when all her children were little. And she said that same phrase. She said, I want my children to have good memories of their childhood. Because I was asking her, what keeps you thriving? What keeps you going? She said, I want my children to have good memories.
Mm-hmm.
When they look back on their childhood, I want them to light up.
Yes.
And then I made me think about my childhood, and I have good memories of growing up and my parents and the fun things that, I'm one of three girls. So the fun thing that my mom would do, and she, call us together on Friday, girls, come on, girls, we're going to have fun. We
Oh,
dance and play music, or, my sister's a jokester, so we were always laughing at her. But we just had fun memories. And that's so key, because you know what? There are those people out there, adults, who did not have fond memories.
Right.
And they have not translated the fact that they didn't, to make sure that their children would. It became like a generational
Yeah. Yes.
curse, so to speak. It's repeating itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's, I think of like what you guys are doing with if you have a strong marriage and then you start having children, and the children see how mom and dad love each other, and you guys are all having fun as a family. I mean, what a great foundation that is. That would just lift up our whole world, if we had strong marriages and strong families. And those little children are going to want to grow up with those good memories, and they're going to want to get married, and they're going to want to have good families.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're definitely going after the same problem from different directions, but it's the same problem.
Yeah.
Families, right? Having strong families, strong marriages, it's the same. Another thing I like about strong families is it's like an outreach program as well. I mean, not program, but outreach as well, because we are, as a church, we're inviting people that may not even be members of the church to come up during those Fridays to hang out with you, right?
Yeah, that's right. And we just ask that, mom or dad, or it could be the grandparents, are raising the kids, but we just ask that, it's a family, unit.
Yeah.
It's not something that you drop your kid off. We want everybody to participate together, and let's make a memory.
Yeah.
So in doing this,
we have a great example of that, because one of the kids that gets dropped off for church, but his grandmother doesn't stay. We're good friends with her now, and she's our neighbor. And that was just because of strong families.
Okay. So what is one of the things that you have found and learning about as you bring in children who are not a member of our church, as well as those who are? What are you learning from this?
That it's not hard to just have a good time. It's not hard to just serve some food, have some games, and it's very easy. I mean, it's fun every time. We've done some fun things. I think about the cider fest. We made apple cider with this ancient wooden creation that I think belongs to Pastor Risa. Yeah. But it was messy, and it was hard, physically hard, but everyone on every age level was involved, and it's still being talked about.
Amen.
Wanted their turn to turn the crank.
Yeah, it was literally no power, human powered, but everybody took home like a gallon of fresh apple cider, and you kids don't even know that machines like that existed. So the storytelling that was going on, and young and old, it's kind of like church. There is no age barrier.
Right.
We are all children of God. We all want to have fun. We all want love. So it's been easy, I think.
Yeah. When you were talking about that, it reminded me of the ice cream machine, homemade ice cream days.
Yes.
It became electronic. I mean, it was cranking that thing around the ice and stuff.
But you're excited, and you're waiting, and
I was excited for a minute. Then I was like, can we just go to the store and buy some ice cream?
No, we had one of those old-fashioned crank, and all of us had to have a turn in cranking it.
Yeah.
But it was the better ice cream, though.
It was. My grandparents had one, and I just could not wait. I'm just staring at it like, come on.
Come on. We're going to take our last break. When we come back, I want to hear some of the other stories about the some of the other outings that you guys have done and stuff. I want people to know how fun it is to come up and hang out with you guys. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back in just a moment. All right, we are back with I Am Love Builder Show. Casper and Cheryl, we have our special MVP guest in studio with us, Dean and Karla, and it's been a fun time hanging out with you guys. So we hang out with you at church, but now we get to hang out with you on screen. And you guys started the Strong Families ministry at the church, and we were talking about some of this. So you talked about the cider making activity that was messy but fun. What are some of the other things you guys have done over the past few months and stuff for Strong Families?
So much.
You know what? If you set up the volleyball net,
Uh-huh.
people will stay way past the scheduled time.
10 o'clock. We've done a carnival that 2 times. That was very popular.
Okay.
All right.
Spring and fall. We just made up a bunch of games. You know, you can make carnival games from scratch. You can buy some. But the kids had tickets, and they got to turn in their tickets for prizes, and they had so much fun. We've used that fire pit at church.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
The bounce house.
Yeah, there's a bounce house. Yes. The carnival, I mean, the reason that we did it twice is just because the kids had so much fun.
Right.
They came back and said the kids want to do that again.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, okay, we can do that.
It's not hard.
Yeah.
But you know, when the kids are having that much fun, the parents are having fun too. The parents are having fun watching their children have fun. And they're right in there. You know, you can't like go over here and have a conversation, you know, because your child's like, come on, let's go do this. Watch, yes. And so that makes the parents happy too.
It's creating those memories like we've been talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's surprising because some of those parents probably didn't have fun like that because maybe they didn't have good childhood memories. So it kind of helps stir up the child inside the adult. Mm-hmm.
You know what? We pray that, Cheryl.
Amen.
That we can all be like children and just have fun. You know, joy is from the Lord. The Lord wants us to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So we pray that, you know, right before we start on Friday nights.
Yeah. What are some other things you've done now? Is it mostly outside, or you do some indoor stuff too, or what do you do inside?
We've had a couple of game nights. Outdoors definitely seems to be more fun. There's more options. The cider was actually inside. We were planning on it, but the weather, you know, is a real factor.
Yes.
But yeah, I think game nights have been probably the most fun inside because, you know, kids like to play. So we've done board games, and we plan to do kind of some challenges next time, like minute to win it kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right, because those are pretty interactive, and you're moving, and that would be fun. Yeah. So maybe this next in this February we will be doing that.
Mm-hmm.
You guys ever play Twister?
Oh yeah, the kids love that. Well, they play it even in kids camp because they have games, you know, once a month in kids camp, and we'll have 2 of those mats going at the same time.
It's so popular. Yeah, you're right.
And they're so bendy. They're so strong. They can stand there for 5 minutes. It's
And
Just
volunteer to be the spinner.
if we did it, we'd probably break something. If we tried.
I mean, just think how old that game is.
Yeah, it's older than all of us.
It's been around a long time.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what is the future for Strong Families? Do you have some new ideas you like to implement in the year of 2025?
Yes.
Yeah, I would like to be. I see us going out to do some things, you know.
Offsite.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah. Could be like boating or skiing or roller skating, you know.
or down by the creek in Golden, where
Oh.
they have a huge park with a pavilion. So, like you can float the creek, or you could just watch your kids play on the playground, or
Set up volleyball.
Oh yeah,
net.
volleyball.
Yeah.
But I am feeling excited about outdoors again.
In Colorado, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, spring
Now-
will be fun.
Now, for someone who's watching that is in the area in Colorado, they want to come up to Golden to the church, to the Strong Families outings on Fridays, but they're hesitant because they say, well, it's at a church. I don't know if I want to, those church people, they may try to convert me or something, whatever. Just craziness that people think. What would you say to somebody like that?
You know what? We have personally, there's a gal that we know, and she now goes to church. But I think Strong Families is one of the introductions that she had, because Grandma was taking her kids to church. And she came to one of those events, and I'm not exactly positive if that's, but after that, it seems like that she started coming to church because the kids, she got to meet some of the people, and her kids were already going there, and her kids were, they enjoyed the church. They were always talking good things about the church and how much fun they had going there.
Yeah. Well, and it's a relationship. I'm really close with her now.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say to those people that it is not church on Friday night. We are not preaching. We have usually a meal or at least heavy snacks, and we have activities. We probably will pray, in the beginning, but they would not be expected to pray. It's
right.
basically just to pray over the meal. And then we talk and we play, and that's all it is. So try it out the third day of the month at 6:30.
Yeah. You know what? I think the main component with Strong Families is the same component that we have with the marriage stuff is just love. We just love on folks, right?
Yep.
Yes.
You guys, you love on the families, love on the kids, and we love on the couples, and just try to love them into a better relationship with each other and with God.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. And for maybe those that haven't spent a lot of time with their kids, we want to encourage them to spend time with your kids. Sometimes it doesn't take a lot of time. If you can just sit down and play a board game or do something with them for a few minutes, or when they're saying, watch me, look what I can do. You take a few minutes of your day and you focus on them and give them your full attention. It goes a long ways with kids.
Yep. And it's not complicated. We lay out the venue. You just have to come and bring your kids.
Yeah.
We will have activities. We will have the food. All you do is have to come.
I think that makes it easy for folks because, like you said, you guys do all the planning. All they have to do is just show up and just engage. Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. And have fun and make a memory.
Yeah. There you go.
Great. Well, we really do like that. We appreciate you, Dean and Karla, for being on the show with us today, and we appreciate you being over Strong Families. I agree with Pastor Brooke. You guys are the ideal couple for that. You look like you all like to have fun. Do you two have fun?
Still,
we do. We do.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. We have fields. We go sledding down the hillside here. We're doing something all the time. Yes. Yeah, we skate, we ice skate, we inline skate. We do all kinds of stuff. Where if there's a sport, we've probably done it, to some extent.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming on the show, and we will definitely have to have you back. We got some more stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Folks, you've been watching I Am Love Builder show with Casper and Cheryl and our special MVP guests. Season 1 of the show is live right now for Winning with Love. But we are in the process of doing a casting call for season 2 of the show. You can download the MVP app by going to IamLoveBuilders.com, or you can go to Zandra TV and download Zandra from Roku, Amazon, Apple TV, and you can watch the show from there. And we're excited to have you guys on the show, and we'll see you on the next show.
And shout out to you guys. You guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Love you.
Take care. Bye-bye.